Have you ever wondered if the way you sleep could be putting your life at risk without you even realizing it? As strange as it sounds, your sleeping position might be increasing your chances of a stroke. After 70, your body doesn't regulate blood flow the same way it used to. The risk of clots forming in your veins and arteries goes up, and staying in certain positions for hours at a time can quietly raise that risk even more. It's not about scaring you, it's about protecting you, especially when the solution can be as simple as adjusting how you rest your head or where your arms go while you sleep. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 sleeping positions that may seem harmless, but could actually increase your chances of developing dangerous blood clots overnight. These are things many older adults do without giving it a second thought. But once you know how they affect circulation, oxygen flow, and vessel pressure, you'll never see them the same way again. And by the end, you'll feel more confident, knowing what to avoid and how to sleep in a way that protects your brain and your health. Stick with me through this list, because the last one might be the most surprising of all. Number 1. Sleeping with legs tightly crossed or elevated for hours. Most people don't give much thought to how they position their legs during sleep, especially after a long day. But if you're someone who crosses your legs or sleeps with your knees tucked tightly together or slightly elevated for long stretches, this one's for you. It may feel cozy or help you fall asleep faster, but what's happening inside your body is far from restful. When your legs stay compressed in one spot for hours, especially overnight, you're unknowingly restricting the natural blood flow from your lower limbs back to your heart. That pooling of blood can silently set the stage for blood clots, especially dangerous ones that can travel to your brain. As we age, our circulation slows down and our blood vessels become less elastic. That means your body isn't as efficient at moving blood through your legs when you're in a compressed or unnatural position. Combine that with the reduced muscle movement during sleep, and you have a perfect recipe for stagnation. Over time, this stagnation can create tiny clots in your deep veins, particularly in the thighs and calves. It's known as deep vein thrombosis, and while it may start in your legs, it can quickly turn into something much worse if that clot moves to your lungs or brain. There's also the matter of pressure points. When your legs are crossed or pressed into each other for hours, you're applying constant pressure to your veins. This pressure can damage the vein walls, leading to inflammation and further increasing the likelihood of clot formation. And if you already have conditions like varicose veins, high blood pressure, or diabetes, the danger climbs even higher. I once knew a woman named Barbara, a sharp 74-year-old who loved reading in bed with her legs tucked up to her chest. She thought it helped her relax, especially in colder weather. But one morning she woke up with a strange numbness in her leg, followed by dizziness and trouble speaking. She had suffered a mild stroke. Her doctors later explained that her sleeping posture had contributed to reduced circulation and clot formation over time. It was a wake-up call she never saw coming. If you're someone who tends to sleep curled up with your legs crossed or knees pulled in for warmth or comfort, it may be time to gently retrain your body. Try sleeping with a soft pillow between your knees to keep your legs slightly apart and your hips aligned. Avoid tucking your legs too close to your body. If elevation helps with back pain or swelling, be sure your legs are elevated in a way that promotes circulation, not cuts it off. A slight incline from ankles to knees is ideal, not a steep bend that traps blood. Your sleep should be restoring your health, not secretly harming it. One simple adjustment can make all the difference, and now that you know, you can begin protecting your brain every single night, starting tonight. Number 2. Sleeping flat on your back with no head elevation. Lying flat on your back might seem like the most neutral and safest sleeping position, but for many older adults, it's quietly one of the riskiest. When you sleep flat with no pillow or minimal head elevation, gravity no longer helps your body distribute blood properly. Instead, it causes pooling in the upper torso and head, which can lead to higher intracranial pressure and sluggish circulation through the brain during the night. And for seniors whose blood vessels are already narrower or stiffer than they used to be, this poor circulation could raise the risk of clot formation, especially in the brain. You see, as we age, the veins that return blood from the brain to the heart become less efficient. Without the help of gravity and good posture, blood can start to stagnate in key areas, increasing the chances of a thrombus or clot forming in the cerebral veins. On top of that, sleeping completely flat may worsen breathing patterns for some older adults, especially those with mild sleep apnea or heart problems. Shallow or interrupted breathing reduces oxygen to the brain, yet another factor that may contribute to stroke risk over time. Let me give you a real-life example. George, a retired school principal in his early 80s, had always slept on his back. He liked the feeling of lying completely flat. It helped with his posture, he believed. But over the years, he began waking up groggy, with headaches, and a foggy mind that wouldn't clear until noon. His doctor recommended he elevate his head slightly during sleep. The change was simple: one more pillow or an adjustable wedge, and almost overnight the headache stopped. His energy returned. What George didn't know was that sleeping completely flat was interfering with his brain circulation all night long. Elevation doesn't mean you need to sleep sitting up. It means gently raising the head and upper torso enough so that blood doesn't pool and oxygen flows more easily. A wedge pillow, an adjustable bed frame, or even stacking 2 soft pillows can make a significant difference. Just be careful not to elevate too steeply, which could strain your neck or compress your spine. The goal is comfort with support and a posture that encourages smooth blood flow while you rest. If you're someone who loves lying flat and hates sleeping with extra pillows, consider this. Would you rather adjust a little now or take a big health hit later? Stroke risk isn't just about what you eat or how much you exercise. It's also about how you spend those silent 8 hours every night. And one small change to your sleeping position might be the quiet hero that protects your brain for years to come. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3. Sleeping curled tightly in a fetal position. Many people find comfort in curling up on their side at night. It feels cozy, familiar, and for those of us who grew up sleeping this way, almost like second nature. But when the fetal position becomes too extreme, knees drawn tightly to the chest, chin tucked deeply down, shoulders hunched forward, it can quietly interfere with blood flow and oxygen circulation, especially to the neck and brain. This tight curled posture compresses the neck arteries, particularly the carotid arteries, that run along the sides of your neck and feed oxygen-rich blood directly to your brain. When these arteries compressed for hours at a time, night after night, blood flow becomes restricted. That doesn't always cause immediate symptoms, but over time it can contribute to slower brain recovery, mental fog, and yes, even increase the risk of stroke. Add to that the decreased lung capacity that comes with being curled so tightly, and now your brain might be getting both less blood and less oxygen. There's a reason why stroke risk rises with age, but we stiffen, posture weakens, and positions that didn't affect us at 40 or 50 may quietly harm us at 70 or 80. What seems natural isn't always helpful anymore. That's especially true at night when we're not aware of how long we stay in a single position. Staying in a tightly curled posture for 6 to 8 hours can compress nerves and blood vessels that are already fragile with age. Let me tell you about Helen, a 76-year-old woman I met through a support group. She'd always been a side sleeper, knees nearly touching her chest, but she started noticing that she woke up with numb hands and lightheadedness. At first she thought it was just aging, but after a sleep specialist reviewed her posture, The recommendation was simple: uncurl slightly. By sleeping with a pillow between her knees and a small support behind her back, she could still lie on her side without collapsing into a tight ball. Within weeks, the numbness went away, and her mornings felt clearer and brighter. It's not about giving up comfort, it's about finding safer comfort. A side sleeping position can still be healthy, but only when it allows the spine and neck to stay in a more natural, aligned posture. That means keeping the head level, the neck neutral, and the knees bent gently, not yanked up toward the chest. Your body should rest as if you're standing straight, but turned sideways. When you maintain that kind of alignment, you reduce unnecessary pressure on the arteries and nerves that matter most. Sleeping isn't just about getting through the night, it's about protecting your brain while you sleep, so you can wake up stronger, sharper, and safer every morning. And sometimes a small shift in how we curl up can make a life-saving difference. Number 4. Sleeping with one arm tucked tightly under your head or pillow. Many older adults enjoy sleeping with one arm folded under the head or wedged beneath the pillow. It can feel supportive for the neck or simply become a habit after decades. But this position can quietly disrupt blood circulation from the arm to the upper body and neck, and in some cases, compress important arteries that help supply blood to the brain. When your arm is tucked tightly under your head, the shoulder rotates forward and puts pressure on the subclavian artery and nearby blood vessels. This can limit the flow of blood returning from the arm and, more importantly, affect the carotid and vertebral arteries that carry blood to your brain. Over several hours of sleep, this restricted flow can create pockets of stagnation, where blood clots are more likely to form. It's not just circulation that suffers. The pressure on nerves in the shoulder and arm can lead to numbness, tingling, or weakness, which are signs your body is not getting the oxygen and blood it needs. And if you already have conditions like arthritis or narrowing of the spinal canal, the risks climb even higher. I once met Leonard, a 72-year-old retired machinist, who always slept with his left arm tucked under his head. He thought the numbness he felt in the morning was just old age, but after experiencing sudden dizziness and blurred vision one day, he learned that long-term compression during sleep had been reducing blood flow to his brain. Changing his sleeping position and using a supportive pillow under his neck instead of his arm made all the difference. To protect yourself, avoid using your arm as a pillow. Instead, use a well-shaped pillow that supports the curve of your neck and keeps your head aligned with your spine. If you like the feeling of something under your head, try a small cushion above the shoulder, not beneath it. Your arm will thank you, and so will your brain. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any video. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5. Sleeping with your neck sharply twisted to one side. Some people can fall asleep anywhere, in any position, and that often includes lying with the head turned sharply to one side for the entire night. This might happen when you fall asleep on a sofa, in a recliner, or even in bed if your pillow isn't the right shape. But holding your neck in such a twisted angle for hours can have hidden consequences, especially for brain health after 70. When the neck is rotated too far, the vertebral arteries, which run through the neck vertebrae and supply blood to the back of the brain, can become partially compressed. This reduces the amount of oxygen-rich blood reaching the brain and increases the risk of clot formation in these critical vessels. It can also irritate the cervical spine, leading to inflammation that makes blood flow even less efficient. Over time, poor neck alignment during sleep can contribute to chronic headaches, morning dizziness, and in severe cases, increased stroke risk. The problem is that you might not feel the harm happening while you're asleep. You only notice the stiffness or fatigue afterward. Take the story of Martha, a 79-year-old grandmother who loved sleeping on her side but with her chin tilted toward her shoulder. She often woke up with neck pain and a strange, off-balance feeling. After her doctor recommended adjusting her pillow to keep her head in line with her spine, Her symptoms began to fade. She didn't realize that simply straightening her neck could improve blood flow to her brain overnight. To prevent this, choose a pillow that keeps your head and neck aligned with the rest of your spine, whether you sleep on your back or side. If you tend to roll into awkward positions, place a small cushion behind your back or under your chin to gently guide your head into alignment. A comfortable neutral neck position isn't just about reducing stiffness, it's about ensuring your brain gets the steady circulation it needs every night. Final thoughts. Sometimes it's the smallest, quietest habits, the ones we do every single night without thinking, that carry the biggest consequences. Stroke doesn't usually announce itself with a warning. It strikes when you're unaware, often while you're sleeping, and changes everything in an instant. That's why this conversation isn't about fear, it's about awareness, empowerment, and making small adjustments that protect your future. You've just walked through 5 common sleeping positions that, while they may feel harmless or comforting, can actually raise your risk of stroke overnight. Whether it's sleeping flat on your back with no neck support, lying flat on your stomach, curling into a tight ball, or sleeping with your neck sharply turned or elevated too high, each of these positions can subtly impact your blood flow, oxygen levels, and brain health more than you might think. But here's the good news. Changing your sleep posture doesn't require expensive gadgets or dramatic overhauls. It just takes awareness and a willingness to listen to your body. Investing in a supportive pillow, slightly adjusting how you lie down, and paying attention to how you feel in the morning. These are simple but powerful ways to protect your brain. One of the most freeing lessons we learn after 70 is this: we still have the power to influence how we feel, think, and live. You're never too old to learn something new, especially when it comes to your health. Your body might have some aches, and your energy might not be what it once was, but your ability to grow, adjust, and take care of yourself is still strong. So tonight, when you lay your head down on your pillow, I hope you think back on what we talked about today. Ask yourself, does this position help my brain or hurt it? That one question could mean a world of difference. You deserve rest that restores you, not rest that quietly puts your health at risk. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.